don't even get in the car, and you can just start it and let the air conditioner go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it was. We had
Like today's remotes.
Yeah, we had 3 kids in a Dodge Neo. Three kids in car seats. We had to, like, we couldn't even, people
In a
said, do
Dodge
you want this
Neo?
car seat? And we were like, it won't fit the brand of car seats we have. Like, the wing of one of them fit around the other one, like, the only way to get 3 in the back seat.
Oh, I had 3 in a Pontiac Sunfire.
Yeah,
Try that. That was hard.
yeah.
When the boys were babies, it was so bad. And then I finally got a Suburban. It was so much better.
Yeah.
But yeah, my
Minivan
car.
is so much better. So much better.
But I loved that car, and I was like, I'm not gonna get rid of it just because I have kids.
I don't think I've ever had a
And I'm
car
like, oh,
AC works when
this
the
is not
car's
gonna
not
work.
moving. I don't think I've ever had a vehicle that works. It has to be moving.
This is an
You never
in-person, so
call
have
it
your mask
AC work?
ready.
When the car isn't moving.
Oh,
Yeah, so if part just gets hot,
Oh, yeah.
because the compressor doesn't
I
spin
can
or
get a
something.
few more gasps.
There's nothing.
I'm telling you, it like freaks me out to have a mask on all the time.
I'd like to get something like a Jeep or something that I can just have forever. Like, when people have those Jeeps they've had for 20 or 30 years. They touched everything on it, you know?
I pretty much touched everything on mine.
That's great.
Jeep Wranglers are fun. Oh my God, like those are like the best. And now you've seen what they've done to them. I mean, they're a totally different car.
Yeah.
They were terrible on gas. Jeeps are terrible on gas.
Not that, well, maybe.
They are.
I had
They
an
are
automatic,
horrible.
standard and I did fine.
Oh, they're horrible.
I love that car.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
You'll see on the table, you each have a affidavit to sign, and Mr. Powers, the chairman, will let you know when it's time to do that. You'll state your name and read the first line. It's always also printed here, very large.
Okay. Opening a hearing on, you have two cases, so we're gonna do 1451, which is 164 Munson Drive, Aransas CAD first, okay? Okay, so we're opening a hearing on case ID 2020-1451, account 56623. Hearing is being recorded. We are the appraisal review board that will be hearing your protest today. The review board is Robert, Cindy, Kathy, and myself. Eamon Burke is the representative of the district. We do not work for the appraisal district. We are appointed to perform an independent review of your protest. At the end of the hearing, you may complete a survey regarding your experience. The survey may be completed using the survey form and emailed to ptad.communications@cpa.texas.gov or online at surveymonkey.com/r/surveyarb. Survey is voluntary. We do appreciate if you take it. You also have the right to appeal our decision. Appeal information will be provided to you with our determination. In accordance with tax code section 4145H, all written material that has not been provided must be provided at this time. Do we have all of your evidence?
Yes.
Okay. ARB members who are considering the protest have not communicated with anyone about the protest and are signing an affidavit to that effect. I, Charles Powers, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 641.66F.
I, Kathy Hoffman, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66.
I, Cindy Duck, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F.
I, Robert Dayton, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F.
All testimony from all witnesses must be given under oath. That's your cue.
Okay, so if you will state your name and then read the first sentence there or from here.
Yolanda Gonzalez. I do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I shall present to the appraisal review board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct.
Thank you, Yolanda.
Juan Frank Gonzalez, do solemnly swear that the testimony I shall present to the appraisal district, the appraisal review board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct.
Thank you.
And I, Eamon Burke, do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I shall present to the appraisal review board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct.
The governor wants me to ask you if you have a license to be an appraiser in the state of Texas. No. I'll confirm that part.
No.
You have on your table, right between you, is a procedure document. That's the procedure we'll use throughout the hearing. And you can see there's two columns to it, essentially. And one of them begins with you as the starting presenter, and the other with Eamon as the starting presenter. Which would you like to do?
I didn't understand it.
Would,
The first
would
column,
would you like Eamon to speak first, or would you like to speak first?
you can go first.
Okay,
Property ID number is 56623. It is a manufactured home in Mobile Village in Aransas Pass. It's a little neighborhood full of mobile homes. The subject was noticed at 47,460. Last year, it was noticed at 26,220. This neighborhood got both a bunch of damage adjustments taken out and value increases as a result of just market activity that's happening. The comp sales are those market activities. So the first sale on our comp grid is the subject. It's subject was purchased in July of last year. To the best of our knowledge, the sale price was $55,707, and that doesn't need any adjustment. It indicates that it should be $55,707. The second comp is 4 spaces down. It's 160 Munson, or 2 spaces down, sorry. And it's sold for $58,000. When adjusted to be like the subject, it would indicate the value for the subject at $55,955. The next one is 113 Munson, and it was just a lot. So this is just the property underneath the mobile home. It sold for $25,000. And then comp 4 is another space, and it sold for $31,000. So it's giving us a picture of both market activity, but also how much of it is attributable to just the space versus the improvement that's on there. So it renders a value for the subject at $47,866, which is less than the sale price of $55,707, because we're trying to get a median market value. You can pay above or below market value to some degree. Equity grid is just, these are not necessarily sales, these are other places in Mobile Village, just to show that if we're appraising them all the same way. And you can see them just looking at the market values of them. You got one for 48,000, 47,600, 61,000, and 49,000. When adjusted to be like the subject, the median value is 50,133. And our market value for 2020 is 47,460. So we're below, both the market value and the equity value. And the sales ratio report is just for all of Aransas Pass. It shows that we're at 96% for this last year in Aransas Pass. There's been some pickup of activity down there. And then there was 2 pictures that I suppose were from the listing. I'm not sure what we're supposed to be getting from the pictures, but this is the subject. But that pretty much is it. The property value change in Mobile Village was because of market activity in the last 2 years. That's it. That concludes our evidence.
Okay, so now y'all get 2 minutes to cross-examine and then 5 minutes to present yourself. So you get a total of 7 minutes.
The only question we had is in a year, it's like double,
Okay.
26, like that. There hasn't really been any changes the furniture came with the house, so everything's still the same. And the only thing, I told my husband, maybe it was the two flamingos that put out front. Two male flamingos. that put outside of it. And they have big old lashes.
She told you she didn't want those, honey.
That's the only thing that changed, and I was like, wow, but, and like the one that's, I think that's the one next to us, the 160,
Mhm.
I think it's 58, yeah, because it's got an additional little room on the side. But they're pretty much the same, except they have an addition on the right side.
Their square footage is a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On
So
that
that's,
one.
you'll see there's
Because that
negative.
one down here is a shed, but they have another room.
Show
So
them how
there's
you-
no adjustments being made between these because they're the same. This
Uh-huh.
is the subject and this is your purchase. So
Okay.
there, this indicates that number exactly.
Okay,
But this one is a different property. So you have 432 square feet of main area, they have 480. So 1,270 is attributable to just the difference in square footage. And yours is also effective age, it's newer effective age than this one, basically it's in better condition.
ours
To
is
the tune of
a
800.
1977.
Yeah, this isn't, yeah, the age is a 77, this one's an 83, but this one, yours is in better condition, taken care of better. It's only $800 out of that. So that's how these adjustments are being made. This MAA is that room you were talking about, is accounting for $8,759 of their market value. So that's how these work. This is how you compare different properties, because no two houses are gonna be exactly the same.
Yeah.
So you just make them like they're the same. But no, the reason it went up year over year so much is because unless it's a homestead, the market value just goes to whatever it is for the year. It's like every year is a new year, we just do an appraisal for the whole county. If you're homesteaded, there's like a limit to how much it goes up per year. It would, your market value would still be 47, but your assessed value would only be like 29, 33, 38, and creep its way back up. But if it's not your primary residence, it just is what it is. And last year there was storm damage in this whole place.
Yeah.
So that came out.
Well, in 17,
Yeah,
27.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying is in 19, there were still adjustments left in for a bunch of these because the neighborhood was still being repaired. So it was just between the stuff getting repaired and market activity, our mandate is to be at these numbers. We want our number to be that number. We want this number to be that number. That's what we're trying to do.
Because I know there was several sales because people, they were older from up north and they said, we're not gonna start over,
Right.
And they sold lots and whatever.
Yeah, it looks like there was two that sold. One was for 25 and one for 31
The lots,
for the lots. Yeah. And I think that the land value was what changed this year. It wasn't?
Well, the land value stayed the same up there.
The land value and improvement both.
Yeah, because we,
Okay, the land and the improvements.
Mhm.
Well, the improvements are gonna change on this, for sure.
So the two flamingos doubled it, huh?
one for each. Oh, well.
No, it was just market sales. Basically, it's driving, the whole neighborhood up.
Is that all you had to present?
Yes. Well, she took some pictures, but it was just some that houses in the area, they're not there, so the grass is overgrown and
So why don't you talk to us about them?
like that one right there. They're not there. I think they're in Wisconsin, but it's just from Harvey still, they haven't made it back. And, that's mainly what the pictures are for. That's how overgrown, that's on the corner house, 173 Stone.
Sorry.
And she has her house for sale, but she can't sell it because he's a hoarder. And
Oh.
the city will find him, he'll clean it up, and then next month again, and, so, and that's a corner lot, that's art, they say that's art.
He says that's.
He doesn't live there, and there's just, And it's an eyesore. That's one thing about the pictures. A lot of them have like in the corner, they're from Harvey, where they, like I said, they don't live there. So they can't make it out because they're older, that's what I hear. This one, they live there, but it's pretty run down. See the corner that, they live there though.
Oh, yeah.
And that one, I don't think, I've never seen anybody there, but it looks like they are out of town also, when I looked at the owners.
And it's all in the same neighborhood,
Yeah,
like within Mobile Village there.
yeah, Freeman is the street next to us and where I once, and that's the only thing on those, the damages that, the ones that did sell is because either they passed away or they weren't gonna come back and fix them. Yeah. And I was sneaking because, people want to know what you're doing. I was like, oh. Anyway, but I did, I took them. Other than that, the rest are like RVs that, people come on the weekends or whatever. There's quite a few that live there.
Got it, okay.
And I think they're appraised about the same as ours, though. I'm not really sure, but, like that one, I think is appraised as ours. It looks about our size. It's just damaged.
Is there anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay. All right, so now the district gets 2 minutes to cross-examine and 2 minutes for rebuttal.
I don't think I really have very much. I hope that made sense what I was saying about our job here at this office is to create a picture of Aransas County that gives value to property that matches what people are buying and selling things for. And when your purchase and everybody else, it wasn't just yours, but everybody in this neighborhood, there's several other purchases that went through, that is what we use to generate, what are you looking for, Jackie?
Hmm?
What are you looking for?
I was just doing the ratio report.
Oh, okay, yeah, I mean, well, this is all of Aransas Pass. That's what we're using to tell us what is happening, where values are going up and when values are going down. We're supposed to be at 100% of sale prices. The house that's being sold for 160,000, our number's supposed to be 160,000. So, y'all, your sale price was at 55. We can't just look at just your one sale though. We're doing the whole neighborhood. It indicates that our number based on market activity, not just yours, but the sale of the lots and everything else, that yours should be 47,866. And that would be supported by market activity, including y'all's purchase. You can pay a little over market value, you can pay a little under, that's normal. But that's why you're at 47,460. The change was just from market activity. We got to keep up with it. If it appreciates, that's good. Your property's appreciating. Your taxes do go up when your property value goes up, but that's all we're trying to keep up with. I hope that made sense.
See, because their record shows that you bought it in 2019 in July, and that you paid the 55,707. So based on, that would be the market reacting. So that's what affected all the numbers. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, actually, right now, you have a good deal, right?
Sure. Yeah.
It's just, I saw the $1,011, like, what? We paid $513 last year. Well, I did, it was the other owner.
Right.
They paid that. No, we did.
No, we did.
We paid it, yeah.
But you know what, the 513 would have been half, if you bought it in July, it would have been,
Oh, is that what it is?
it probably,
That was
I'm
prorated
betting,
out of the sale. It's prorated based on the date of the sale.
It's 513.70 last year.
So I bet that's what it is. It's because you only paid for half the year. The owners who sold it, they paid the other half
Oh, okay.
of the year's. But we don't do the taxes, the appraisal, and we're just the appraisal review board. But the appraisal district, they put the values, and then the different entities, they get the taxes.
Okay.
City and the county and your API.
School district.
They set their rates, and then the tax office, they actually do the tax. We just do property value.
Okay, so, you basically had like the 2 minutes rebuttal. Did you have any other questions? I mean, if there's anything on that form that you don't understand, this might be a good time.
It's basically market value.
Okay, and so, now the district, you get a minute closing,
No, I don't have any.
and then you get a minute closing.
So who decides to lower it or raise them right now,
What decides to lower them?
or raise them? In other words, it's already set at that price right there, the median value.
Mhm.
But, who decides to lower them if we decide, if we think it should be lower than that?
We do.
Okay.
But you have to give us a legal reason why. Is that,
Or do you mean in the future, like in the coming years? Is that what you're asking?
No, like right now, I mean,
Okay.
47,866, to me, to us, it's still a lot. I mean, yeah, we paid 55 for it, but we don't think it's worth the 47,866, we think it's less.
No, it's up to us to decide.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When do you all
It's
decide
up
that?
to us to decide.
You decide that right now or later on?
Right
or-
now.
Right now.
What was it appraised?
You have 1
when we
minute.
bought it?
You have 1 minute for closing, and then we'll have 5 minutes to decide.
Okay.
well, no, wait, but she just asked, she's still within her time?
Yeah.
She,
What was it when we bought it?
so last year it was appraised at $26,220. But it's always whatever January 1st, okay? So that was before your sale, and probably he he works for the district, so he could probably explain it much better than I could, because I'm not the one that.
Okay.
Yeah, the appraisal date is January 1, the first of the year, every year. So there's actually no relationship between last year and next year property values. It's a completely clean, fresh appraisal for what is this property worth right now. And when you, I don't know if y'all paid cash or what, but usually when people get a loan for this kind of thing, they'll send somebody out to do an appraisal. That appraisal has a date as well. And it'll be like, as of this date, this is how much the property's worth. The only thing that sets property values is buyers and sellers selling things to each other and buying things. Y'all's purchase is a data point telling us that, I mean, that is in giving $55,707 for this property, that is an opinion of value that you're backing up with your money. If it wasn't worth that, we have to assume that you wouldn't have been willing, right? That you were willing to pay that for it, so that's what it's worth. Those are the same thing. So every year we have to keep up with what people are doing. Are people paying more? Are they paying less? This area of Aransas Pass typically was really low valued, and now it's just people are paying more for it. It's harder to find a really, really cheap place to live. You can't buy what you guys have for $26,000 anymore.
So if you paid less than that and have proof of it, if you paid less than the 55,707 and have proof of that, you need to let him know now. Let us all know.
Well, the 55 was, that included all the appliances and all the furniture that was in there, he sold the furniture
And the real.
and all the appliances that came with it.
Right, and so part of what you're seeing there is we're saying that your mobile home in your lot, you could purchase that for $47,866. That's what we would expect. So your purchase was above the market average. But That could have been because there's furnishings in it. Doesn't always have to be for no reason. The property value changes just based on people buying and selling stuff.
So did you get the stuff inside? I mean,
You was moving ready.
so
but I changed
can
the
you put a
curtains.
value on like the furniture and all that you got with it?
It was all a package. That's how they sell them there, because they're mobile homes, you know. And they have, like, the guy that sold it just lived in New Braunfels. He has his house over there. It was just to come and go. So he didn't need that furniture at his house. You know, it's the original
Can we
furniture that came with the trailer.
Are we on her time or your time?
We're on our time, actually.
Okay.
So now the appraisal review board is, we have 5 minutes in which we can decide.
Okay, look, they paid 55,707. It's valued at 47,866. That's $8,000 difference.
Right,
That more than covers furniture.
right.
I think we should leave it where it is.
Yeah, I think it's fairly valued at that cost or that price.
Okay. All right, so on account number 56623, and considering that the possibility that the incorrect appraised market value, and any other issue, was other marked on the purchase form?
It shows in our system that other was checked.
Okay, so, and any other issue which might possibly affect the total value of this, I make a motion that we leave the 2020 value at the $47,460.
Second.
In favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Okay,
the case is closed. Opening hearing on case number 2020-1452, account 56628. We'll forego the front end of the script and go to ARB members who are considering proposed protest. Have not communicated with anyone about the protest and are signing an affidavit to that effect. I, Charles Powers, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 4166.
I, Kathy Hoffman, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66.
I, Cindy Duck, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F.
Robert Dayton, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F.
All testimony from all witnesses must be given under oath.
I do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I shall present to the appraisal review board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I solemnly swear to affirm that the testimony shall present to the appraisal review board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct.
Thank you, sir.
I am in Berkeley solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I shall present to the appraisal review board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct.
Okay, would you like to go first or would you like Anna to go first?
It doesn't matter.
You can go first.
Okay.
Subject is number 56628. And this appears to be a vacant lot in Munson, in Mobile Village. It was a purchase in January, but we don't know for how much. I guess you guys bought it new. Okay, yeah.
I think it was February.
Okay, oh, okay. The date of sale of Mobile is January 30th, so. This is just a deed date. Yeah, the photograph shows it's a space there in Mobile Village. There you go. And there's nothing on it, just land. The sales grid shows land sales that you do know about. There's three of them. One has a storage shed on it, and the others are just vacant land as well. The note at the bottom says, comps number 1 and 2 were each sales of 2 lots. The price per square foot values were calculated including both lots. So if you look at the bottom below each thing, it shows you a price per square foot. The sale for comp 1, which is 120 Munson, that person paid $10.05 a foot for that lot. Comp 2, that person paid $8.19 a foot for that lot. And comp 3, that person paid $7.77 a foot for that space. The subject is valued at $7.95 per foot. The median indicated value is $34,280, and the notice value is $34,580. That's exactly where that number came from. These land sales were analyzed to figure out if land table change was warranted in Mobile Village this year, and it was. The equity grid just shows other lots that we're not doing anything to this lot that we're not doing to everybody in Mobile Village. And the price per square foot is $7.95, and then 2 of them are at $10 because those are double lots. The subject is a double lot. It has a bit of an economy of size. You get 2 lots for one. Most people aren't putting 2 mobile homes on a double lot. They're just using the second one for storage and parking. So it's not double the value. It's just something that's some economy of size going there.
So, I'm sorry, so you said the subject
Is a double lot.
okay.
So that's why the subject is being valued at $7.95 a square foot. It's a double lot, so it's less per square foot than if it was a single lot. And then the sales ratio report is also for Aransas County, Aransas Pass, just like the other one, 96%. And that concludes our evidence.
Okay, so now, y'all get 2 minutes to, cross-examine, and then you get 5 minutes to present, so you get a total of 7.
Well, on here, there's really not much, it's just the land, but, I thought it was at 30,000, the appraised value, but what was it, last year?
24,360. This year it's 34,580.
Wait, what do you have for last year?
12,180 last year.
Evidence packet I have says 24,060.
Nope, that's not what ours says.
Ours says 12,180.
So it tripled, just about. Pretty
That's
close.
half of it.
Okay, it's a double lot.
Oh, it's double, okay.
Double.
Okay.
And that
Oh,
was
so what was it
section.
last year, then
Okay.
22, what?
And that's
Oh,
if I
24,
lost,
not all of 21 through 23,
That's what it is.
so,
12,180 is half of 24,360.
24,380.
so actually, on your sheet, well, I wonder, are y'all, I don't know, do they have a sheet that shows that?
Our evidence, I'm looking at our evidence. in
You'll
front of
send
me.
me
They're not putting $12,000.
But I just want them to know that,
Last year it was 24,000. This year it's 30.
last year it was 24,000.
Yes.
It was split into 2 accounts last year. It was a UDI. That's why it shows that. It was an undivided interest account. It was a parent and a child account. So it's
now it's
only
just
half
one.
of that value. When you pull up the card from last year, it shows child account, which means there's 2 different accounts.
Thank you.
This property was shared at some point.
Not now.
is this also like January 1st?
January 1st of 2019
2020.
2020.
was the 24 whatever,
Oh, yeah. That's
okay?
January 1 of 2019.
And then now, January 1st of 2020, it's 34,580.
Yeah, because we bought it in February, so it would already taken in effect.
Yes.
And we don't have your sale price, and you don't have to tell me. Did you guys pay less than 34,580?
Yes.
Okay. Would you, if you share that with us, we should make it what it is that you paid for. And we can add that to our picture of this neighborhood.
Was 30.
30 even,
30 years.
I would be happy to make this 30.
Awesome.
If that's agreeable to you guys.
Do y'all, is 30 okay with y'all?
Yes.
Okay, because it's what you paid.
Yeah.
Okay, so I make a motion on account number 56628, taking into consideration the appraisal ratio exceeding the median level of appraisal, that for the 2020 value, based upon what we heard from the appraisal district and from the property owners, that we lower the value to 30,000.
Second.
Favor? Done.
There you
Case
go.
closed.
Y'all are done, right? You too?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome,
We
thank you,
have to
thank
fill
you.
this out. We're supposed to fill this out. Property owner's affidavit of evidence?
No.
No.
Thank you.
No, but what we would appreciate, because like in a week or so, you'll get some papers in the mail. What we would really appreciate is if you would fill out the survey about your interaction with the appraisal review board.
Somebody
And
told me.
Val may have the information on that, or also it'll be in your packet, but do you have that?
Yes, you can fill out here if you'd like, it's got it right out there in the lobby, so.
Thank you for your time.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Bye, have a good day.
You wanna fill out?
So we have a phone?
We have a phone in.
You'll get it in here.
If it
That's
does,
my last one.
it must be. It's the last one on the sheet.
I ran out of paper.
Have they phoned in?
Yeah,
Not yet.
yes,
Then this long, I'm
Oh, they
assuming?
have.
they have, Val must have talked to them.
Hey, the miscellaneous.
It's kind of
Are they
unknown.
Phone in, it's not a, you can disband with them.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Kathy, what is your favorite way to cook the salmon?
Just a fast way, I like I think cookbooks on salmon. I told Charlie,
It's so easy.
one of the easiest ways to cook that I like is, do you like pesto? Any kind of pesto. I air the top of the salmon and then cook it that way. And then I put here panko,
Yes,
just like pat some panko and lighting on top of it and then just make it really
bake it.
hot. really
Like-
quick.
Yeah, because salmon, you don't have to cook that long.
Hardly. You know, the last thing you want to do is
Overcook.
Try, the last thing you want to do is that halibut is overcook it.
Uh-huh.
Overcook is not good.
Uh-huh.
So be careful with that.
I will.
No,
Halibut's usually so light
they're very lightweight fish.
and white, not real white.
Look
Way
up some-
back.
Look up some recipes for them.
When we were little kids, the halibuts, what they used to make the fish sticks out of.
Fish, and they say
They still do, I think.
What's really, what halibut's really best for is what you would call fish and chips, you know.
Oh, God, my favorite. Oh,
Deep
my
fried
God.
and then putting all kind of, some, way over battered, it's like a shrimp. Over battered some water, I use panko a lot.
We do to build
Fry
those
them
too.
really fast and then the fish and, and chips, whatever you want to call it, that's what, in Alaska, that's the most popular. And what's really interesting, the most delicate piece of the salmon, of the halibut, are the cheeks. And so in restaurants, if you can, some restaurants will, as a specialty or a special item, will have halibut cheeks, and always order them because they're wonderful. And whole different, tastes like salmon, but they're very soft. Because it's the cheeks. And they're about that. I emphasize the halibut.
Are they in the waiting room?
Oh, I don't know. I thought you them.
Okay,
Do we have,
so
Well, Amy's not in here.
Yeah,
We have an account number?
I'll get you that in just a second. This was they checked on their affidavit that they were gonna appear in person. I don't know that we had a request for a telephone conference, but is it okay if they dial in by telephone?
You're here. Sure.
Okay, just needed to get your approval on that.
All right, they are here.
Here, we don't have this.
It's gotta be 1432, 70439.
They're in Charlie.
Top of page 7,
1432.
1432.
Thank you, Val.
Do we have a folder or how are we gonna do this, John?
Yes, it should be coming up on the tablet, but we also have this.
Oh, it is coming up.
I believe, did you say they're here, Jeff?
They're on the phone.
Okay.
Okay, so Q1 and Q2. Huh?
Is it going to now, or are we gonna use the paper?
Scott's working on it, but you've got the paper for the meantime.
Okay.
Everything that will be in the tablet is on the papers in front of you. Nothing new.
So it's their agent?
Yes, and I believe he's on the phone. Hello?
Hello. Yes, I'm on the phone.
Hi,
Hello.
this is Charlie Powers, Appraisal Review Board. How are you today?
I'm great, Charlie. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Fine. We're gonna have to distribute here. Just follow. I'll be asking a question. We're opening a hearing on case ID 2020-1432, account number 70439.
Is he there?
Okay.
This hearing is being recorded. We're the Appraisal Review Board that will be hearing your protest today. Present at the table are Robert Dayton, Cindy Duck, Kathy Hoffman, and myself, Charlie Powers. Eamon Burke is the Appraisal District Representative. We do not work for the Appraisal District. We are appointed to perform an independent review of your protest. The Comptroller's Office provides an electronic survey for you to offer feedback from your experience today, about your experience today. It may be accessed at the Appraisal District Office or online at surveymonkey.com/r/surveyarb. The survey is voluntary. We do appreciate it. You also have the right to appeal our decision. Appeal information will be provided to you with our determination. In accordance with Tax Code Section 4145H, all written material that has not been provided must be provided at this time. We have all your evidence. Is that correct?
I believe you have my evidence. I submitted an affidavit with attached evidence.
Okay. The ARB members who are considering your protest have not communicated with anyone about the protest and are signing affidavits to that effect. I, Charles Powers, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F.
I, Kathy Hoffman, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F.
I, Cindy Duck, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F.
I, Robert Dayton, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of 41.66F.
All testimony from all witnesses must be given under oath. Sir, I'm assuming that since you signed the affidavit, you're under oath for the duration of this hearing. You understand?
Yes, sir, I do.
Thank you. Eamon?
I, Eamon Burke, do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I shall present to the Appraisal Review Board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct.
Sir, do you have a appraiser's license in the state of Texas?
I am a certified general appraiser in the state of Texas. I'm here in the capacity of a property tax consultant only.
Okay. I understand. Do you have the hearing procedures times document? It was a page 5 in the package that was sent you by the district.
I believe I've seen it in our previous hearings.
Okay. Well, we'll walk through that procedure then during the hearing. Would you like to speak first, or would you like the district to go first?
I'll let the district present its information first.
Okay. Damon, in 5 minutes.
Property ID is 70439. It's a commercial F1 property on 9th and Dowdy. Let me just, can you hear me? It's got some boat storages on it, and they're enclosed, and then there's like a shed type building being used, I think, for RV storage underneath it. The boat storage portion of the property was capitalized on income this year, along with every other boat storage in Aransas County. If you go to the 3rd page, there will be your income calculation worksheet. So, okay, we'll just look at the one on the wall.
It's all right, yeah. I got it.
Got it. Awesome. So we're showing a net rentable area of 10,720 square feet. The vacancy we were using is 15% vacancy, 45% expenses, yielding a net operating income of $46,357 for this boat storage, and using market cap rate that capitalizes out to actually, I don't know, where is it? 543,000. That's what it is. There's an excess land value, and then there's actually the warehouse and mobile home portion of the property that we don't. It's clearly not necessary to have that warehouse just to run the boat storages, and I understand they probably are renting them out, but we haven't put our warehouses and that kind of thing on income this year, so we don't have an income model for them. Those were left on cost for 2020 as just an added $91,000. And the equity grid just shows that this is just being treated like every other boat storage, $4 a foot per year. For market rent, vacancy 15%, 45% expenses. They all get the same cap rate, loaded a little bit different. And that is all of our evidence.
Are you done?
I am.
All right, so sir,
Yes, ma'am.
got 2 minutes to cross-examine and then 5 minutes to present. So I'm going to put in for 7.
Okay, thank you. So my first question for the appraisal district is there's 50,000 noted as far as excess land. There's a total land value of 92,000. The warehouse and the mobile home look like they make up maybe a third of the property. However, it has about 60% of it is the excess land. Why is this the case?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I said the mobile home and the warehouse sit on approximately a third of the property. However, the excess land that you have on your income approach shows $50,000. Well, the land is only $92,000, so it's obviously over 50% of the parcel. But yet the RV storage takes up probably about 75% of this parcel.
Yeah, the RV storage, the without walls, that was not put in the income value. It was just the boat storage, enclosed boat storage part. And
okay,
excess land, typical land ratio, land to building ratio for Aransas County for boat storages, which is kind of high because you need room to park your boat. But the land underneath those other improvements that are still on cost was added as excess land. That being said, I'm open to looking at this whole property on an income basis. I mean,
perfect.
Like I said, we just didn't have, I don't have a warehouse rent rate for Rockport.
Right. Okay, so I'll just go into my evidence, and I'll start on the page that says 1803 South Doty Street, the rental information. If we can all reference that sheet so I can address that.
You're there.
So this is the breakdown of the rental information for the property. This is an income producing property. It does have a few different components, but primarily it is an RV or boat rental type facility. So you have 9 enclosed boat storage spaces, which kind of occupy the north side of the property. Each of those spaces has an asking rent of $160 a month. So our potential gross from just that portion is $17,280 a year. There's 6 open RV stalls that are covered, but obviously open wall. Those are $100 a month or $7,200 a year. And then there is open area to store RVs or any other type of storage out there. According to the property owner, they've only had about $150 total in rental income from the open storage, or about $1,800 a year. The mobile home rents, typically the asking rent is $800 a month, or about $9,600 a year. However, in 2019, it was occupied by squatters, and getting them out obviously was a cost, but there was also no income for 2019 as well. The warehouse is a small warehouse. I believe it's about 2,000 square feet. Over half of the warehouse is being rented for $300 a month or $3,600 a year. The remaining portion is owner occupied, but if we were to stabilize this, in other words, rent out the remaining portion, it's underneath 50%. We use the same rent, $300 a month, then you get $3,600 a year. So the potential gross income for the whole property is $43,080 a year. And so when we look at the district income analysis, we're going to see that it's grossly inflated based on what the property can actually earn. So if we go to the next page, which is the profit and loss, we see here basically that the property owner took in $22,689. If you take that and you divide it by your potential gross of $43,000, you have a 53% occupancy, or economic occupancy is what it's called. So you can see that one, the prices are not just low and outside of the market. And in fact, this is the demand that's there. So it's not like if the prices were super low, obviously you'd have people coming in there and it would be to capacity. So we'll look at that too when we look at the stabilized occupancy. So looking at there's an income approach on the following page. And before we go into this, many of the things that I'm looking at is, again, off the district model, because they're using kind of typical RV facilities, I'm assuming. So we have an effective gross income, which is 100%. Their expenses are coming in at 45%. So using some of these exact same things, but we're using the actual. So in other words, we have already established that 43,000 roughly is the gross potential, 15% stabilization for the area, or 85% occupancy would give us an effective gross income of $36,000. Granted, the property owner only made $23,000, but we'll address that in rent loss. So giving 44% for expenses, $16,000, only gives us an NOI, or net operating income, of $20,456. I'm using the same cap rate. I'm also using the same secondary or residual land. Now, the reason why there's not going to be a difference in additional components is because these are rented. This is all part of this income. And so when we get the grand total for the indicated income value is $296.14, but that's at 85% occupancy. We have a rent loss here of $53,000, so it's approximately about $92,000 in actual rent loss. And so our total indicated value then after rent loss is going to be $197,618. And so the last page is just the district's analysis of the income. And I'll just point out to you that, again, we've established that $43,000 is the gross potential income. Their income, and it's just for this enclosed boat storage, is near $100,000. Which, again, if we looked at that rental summary of those spaces, the gross income potential for those spaces that they identifies is $17,280 a year. So you can see that it's 5 times or over 5 times what they would actually bring in. So that concludes my testimony on this.
Okay. Heck, that one. All right, so, oh, he was right at 7 minutes. All right, so now the district has 2 minutes to cross-examine and then 2 minutes for rebuttal.
Jack, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you go to Picto and measure that, boat storage building?
When you talk boats, are you talking the one that's on the edge
The one
that
with
is
doors.
closed?
The one with doors.
Thank you.
My goodness.
So all your income numbers and everything are only based upon that one building.
There is a huge error on this, and I was looking at it and none of these numbers were adding up. Something wasn't right, and it took me a while to find it. But that's what it is. But I need to measure this building first. So I know.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But so you started with just that one
You
building.
want the
right?
area of the building, or you just want how long?
Jay, can you draw it up here?
I couldn't see it up there.
That's
Sorry.
okay. Yeah, how many square feet is that? Acres.
Sorry, it's
Is
on.
there- I don't know how to change it. There it is, there it is.
I know. Hold on. I can't see it.
Square feet, yep. It's gonna make you have to do it again. You can drag it back over. But yeah, that's the building.
Sorry, I just can't see it
That's
from
fine.
up there. You can't measure it.
I just wanna make sure I know which building you're measuring.
Okay.
$37.15.
37.15.
Oh my gosh, okay, 37.15.
15.
And that means that is, appreciate your patience, give me just a minute. This should be noticed at 225,000. Is that an agreeable number?
I'm sorry. Oh, okay. So you're recommending a number of 225,000?
Yes.
I'm having trouble hearing you. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm recommending.
I can agree on that number.
What happened was your boat storages, the system gave them a rent rate of self-storage. Your rent rate is supposed to be $4. And if you look at the equity grid, it showed, like, I didn't type this in, it printed that the lease rate is $4. But then when you look at the calculation worksheet, for some reason, it's calculating off 925, which is self-storage rate. I don't know why it's doing that, but this should have never been noticed like this. It should have been 225.
All right, so sir,
Yes, ma'am.
so you are in agreement with for 2020 value, the 225,000 valuation, right?
That's $225,000. That's correct.
I make a motion and count 70439. Taking into consideration the incorrect appraised market value and the possibility of the appraisal ratio exceeding the median level of appraisal, that for the 2020 value, we lower it down to $225,000.
All in favor?
Aye.
Done.
Sir, you're done.
Okay. Thank you very much. Everyone have a great day.
Thank you. Fill out the survey.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
That's it. We're out of paper.
Well, Amon,
Yes, we do.
that, just do that at all of them and look how quickly we get done.
I hope that didn't happen in the other ones. I gotta look into that. That's not good.
That's
No,
scary.
but it was good that it was
Oh, it's good that you bought that so quick.
It took me a minute. I was like, these numbers in my head. I was like, yeah, these numbers are floating around. It's not something you can see right. Something's off. But
Okay,
what's weird is you see that, I don't type that in. This is from an SQL query that I wrote. It pulls this out and it's showing the system thinks the lease rate's $4 a foot. Well, it is $4 a foot.
But when he did the calculation, he used time.
It is $9.25.
I did its own calculation.
I don't understand why it would be different. It
So-
shouldn't.
It wasn't a difference in the net rentable area.
No, it was just that was totally off.
all right, so Amon, on this one, I just want to make sure I understand. Are you only dealing with this? Are you using any other values from this, that, or that?
Yep, that all gets added on top of that. The income value of that one thing is 85. But
Got
this
it.
thing was saying it's like $350,000.
Right. And you don't use the income from anything else, just that one building.
No, it wouldn't be fair. They don't do that to anybody else.
So it wouldn't be. Because it could be.
The only reason we picked that up is because it's technically boat storage. And some guys have boat storage and they're like, that guy's got a boat storage, you know. We gotta do everybody's boat storage.
You're like, those two people, they were, well, and my neighbor, and I was like, oh my God, just tell me about you. I don't want to hear about all this. Oh my God.
Ricky didn't get one.
I know. It was like, stop.
Yeah.
So, system error that was weird on this last one.
Yeah, it was really, really bad.
Is that it? Are we done?
We got, just one, yeah,
So
we're
when
done with
presented, you
the
were like,
accounts, with the hearing.
Yeah, it was something like